fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now I will be releasing this on Halloween. Now, if I do have this right, you guys are probably seeing a few episodes of it. And I actually did not plan this to be a Halloween special, but I just decided that maybe I should. Now, with that being said, this series is going to work a lot differently than the way traditional zombies do work. And I do hope you guys understand if you guys can't keep up with certain things. I would do an entire video explaining it, but I feel like it would be easier for you guys to understand if it just happens naturally. I'll let you guys pick up little tidbits here and there. I'll try and do that. But if you guys don't fully understand it, then I could just leave it as a mystery. In fact, I will do that with the virus. Now, I may actually explain it, I may not. Let's just see how things goes, because if you guys know the way I record, I just let it flow naturally. Now then, with that being said, we actually will pick up with UA. Now, everything has happened very, very close to canon, except for something 2 days after the UA entrance exam. Now, people started getting sick around this time, and a lot of things did start happening. Now, we do actually pick up with Class 1A, where everybody, they do get into class. And Deku, he's sitting in the back, as he's actually sitting right behind Bakugo. Now, today is very strange, and it's actually not at all like the way UA was supposed to go. Right now, Mr. Aizawa, he's been informed that because of some strange things going on right now, that the quirk apprehension test he does want to do normally will not be happening. Now, this is all very confusing, and we actually do have where Principal Nezu, he does actually hold the introduction ceremony for UA, as the students, they would actually go to that thing in the gym. Now, we actually have Mr. Nezu, who he's currently sitting on a podium with a lot of teachers around him. And Deku, he does look around to see all of them. Now, Mr. Nezu, he's currently wiping his nose with a tissue, as he's currently trying to explain a few things. Now, Mr. Nezu is talking about a strange happening that some students may be experiencing with their quirks, explaining to them that because of this strange phenomenon for right now, UA, they'll be trying to operate within normal parameters of a high school, and that if anyone does start to notice anything weird or strange, well, symptoms, to report to Recovery Girl's office. Now, this was actually very strange, and Deku didn't really know what to explain it like. He hasn't noticed anything because of One for All. In fact, his power he's only used once, and even then it broke his legs and his arm. So, what is he going to need to do? This is all sorts of bad. Now, Deku actually is turning to his right, as he's standing next to Asui. Now, Deku does actually go to tap her on the shoulder, as she just go look right back at him. Asui? You can just call me Sue. Oh, sorry. Are you okay? You seem kind of out of it. Huh? I'm sorry, I don't know. I think I might be getting sick. That's not good. I don't think it is. Maybe I should after we leave here. Now, we would go to the Recovery Girl's office after the thing in the gym is over. And you do actually have where I believe they're still sitting in class. Now, the day does start to go a bit normally. You have first period, second period, third period, fourth period, and then lunch. Now, this is all quite weird. Deku's been noticing something strange about the entire day. Other students, they seem to be doing more better than other students. So whatever is currently happening right now, this quirk malfunction, what exactly is it? It doesn't make sense to him. Now, he's starting to pick up a bit of a pattern, however, as Deku's currently mumbling to himself in the hallways while writing down in his notebook. Now, Deku, he actually has to go to turn the corner and walk into somebody. As Deku does go to look up, realizing he did just walk into Shoji. Oh, sorry, I must have taken the wrong corner. Deku just going to turn and go to walk away. As we actually cut to another point of view, where if you were to turn Shoji around, he's actually currently biting at his lip, and he's not really wearing his mask. Now, Shoji's lip has been almost completely bitten through. And there's also the fact that there's actually blood on the floor. Now, Deku, he does go back to what he was doing, as he does get to the cafeteria, and things do start to go normally, until something strange does start to happen. While Deku, he's sitting down and talking to, let's just say, a group of people, Ida, Ochako, and other kids, or students, you actually have where Bakugo, he does start to walk up to Deku. And he actually does start to blast his explosions. Now, Deku does look at Bakugo, as Bakugo's large and, big explosions do suddenly start to get smaller and smaller, as they do start to just fizz out, and Bakugo does go to look down at his hands, as Deku does just stare at Bakugo. Now, Bakugo is very confused, and you do actually have where the bell for class is going to ring, as everyone start to make their way back. Now, we actually have in class with Deku, where he's starting to understand something's not right. The day did feel normal, and then all of a sudden, Deku looking outside the window as does actually see something. There's a fire in the distance, and there's a large amount of smoke rising up. Now, Deku just does go to say something. Mr. Aizawa? What is it? He's going to turn his head, as he himself does see at least 3 other fires in the opposite direction. Now, Aizawa is very surprised, as we actually have where a student, they actually do go to stand up, as everyone is starting to crowd around the windows and look to see what's going on. It seems like there's more and more fires popping up. And, Aizawa, he's currently trying to call somebody to see if he'll pick up. Now, we actually do have where some students, they didn't get out of their seats. And there's a reason for that. Now, Aizawa does get to walk out of the classroom, talking about how he'll be right back. Now, this would be where somebody they do go to stand up. And things are not good anymore. Now, you do actually where Shoji, he does start to walk towards the window. And you do actually where Deku, he does go to turn around, hearing his footsteps. The moment Deku does turn, he does actually start to scream. As everyone they do look that way, and you actually where Bakugo is going to turn his head. Now, Bakugo does turn his head to look right at Deku, thinking that he's being overdramatic, before turning his head again and looking right at Shoji, his eyes widening in horror, as Shoji's lips they're completely stripped of flesh, and you can just see his teeth. They're jagged and sharp, and Shoji's staring just straight ahead, as he just lunge forwards to grab somebody. Now, Shoji just grab a hold of Sero, and you do actually where Bakugo and many other students, they do try and actually rush in and try and break up the fight, or whatever is currently going on with Shoji. Now, this is all quite bad, and you do actually where other students do to stand up from their seats. As Asui should just go lunge forwards, or at least lunge her tongue outwards to grab onto somebody. Her actually grabbing right onto Mineta, as she's going to pull him towards her. Now, Deku's very confused as to what's happening. He's just going to back away and actually hit the wall. Before he does, go to turn his head and look at the other students all sitting down in their seats. All of them are doing the same thing. And Deku just tries to think. I just tell everyone that there's something wrong. Now, a scream could be heard in Class 1B. And this is where things start to take a bit of a toll. Deku actually going to turn and run. Now, this is all quite bad. Deku does go to turn and run and just slam open the door to Class 1A. Him running into Class 1B as he does see a scene. There are a few students ripping apart another student. Deku's eyes do widen in horror as he is actually going to turn his head and actually start to vomit. Now, Deku is looking at the students, as some of them are trying to use their quirks and defend the other students, while these insane ones are just trying to attack. Now, Deku is just staring on in horror, as the Black King does tell Deku to call somebody, as he does try to use his quirk to disable the infected. Now, Deku, he does just go to pull out his phone, as he does start to call 911. And you actually where Deku does go walking back into Class 1A to try and see if everyone's alright, or if they were able to figure out what's going on with Shoji. Now, you do actually have where Sero, yeah, he was able to use his tape to tie up Shoji. However, in the process, he got bit on his, shoulder. And Deku, he's just staring at this, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Now, you do actually have where a loud siren can be heard, as everyone they do go to run over back to the window and look outside, as you do see a scene. There's a fire truck currently driving past a school, and you do actually have where it suddenly just swerve off course and smash right into a building. And it's very strange. Now, Deku finds it to be quite weird, as he does turn back to the class members of Class 1A. And yeah, it's all bad. They're all focused on Shoji, not even realizing that Sue, she's still standing in her desk, or sitting down at her desk. And, well, she's got something on her face. Now, it seems quite weird to Deku. Whenever he does start to at least walk more and more towards the left, he can see more of her face, as there's something on it. Now, Deku doesn't want to make assumptions. However, he thinks he knows exactly what's going on here now. Now, Deku, yeah, he's very surprised, as he does ask Sero if he can tie up Asui. Why? Look at her. Everyone going to turn towards her, as you actually where somebody does point out that she has blood on her face. Now, Sero immediately is going to try and throw out his tape to tie her up, and he does successfully do that, as she just turn her head and stare directly at everybody. That lifeless expression or cold expression in her eyes, as she just asks them exactly what did they just do. Asui, it's alright. Are you okay? I'm fine. Exactly what happened to Mineta? No. Everyone is just staring at her, as they do actually go to look down towards her torso, and they can piece it together from there. Now, this is all very bad, and you do actually where Deku, he's trying to understand what's happening here. This is all crazy. This is all insane. Now, we actually do have where somebody does come walking up to Deku. And Deku does turn his head to see Invisible Girl. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just not feeling too well. Really? I would never have guessed. Everything that's going on today is pretty bad. Hmm? Do you know what's going on? I really don't. It's just weird. Oh. Well, I'm scared. Can I hold your hand? Now, Deku does at least just go to hold out his left hand, saying, sure. Now, the moment that actually does happen, Deku just feels something happen. She does directly go to grab Deku by his wrist, and then she does go to grab Deku by his other, or the other side of his elbow. As she does directly bring Deku's arm up and directly bite right into his forearm. Now, the moment that actually happened, Deku screamed out in pain, as everyone did turn to see Deku. Now, you did actually have Bakugo who did come to rush over, along with, let's just say, Jiro. Both the two trying to pull Invisible Girl off of Deku. As Deku, after being pulled away from her, he does get to look down at his arm, as there's blood pouring down it. Now, Deku, yeah, he's just staring at that. She just fucking bit him. Now, Deku does ask exactly why did she do that, as everyone is just staring at her. They can see the outline of her chin along with her teeth, and the area around her mouth as she does start to at least try to talk normally. Now, this is all very crazy, and everyone's trying to understand exactly what the hell is happening, as an explosion can be heard outside. Now, things are starting to get worse, as slowly but surely, Shiro does start to show different things. He seems to be mentally out of it for a second, and then all of a sudden he's going to attack somebody. Now, this is actually where he does go lunging towards Bakugo. And the Bakugo, he does actually just go to try and bring up his hands and use his quirk. Now, Bakugo, he makes a bad move on his part, since he's trying to use his quirk at a small degree. However, he panicked, as he sent out a large blast that does actually blow out the windows to Class 1A, along with the doors to the classroom and actually most of the classroom itself. Now, we do actually have Deku who went flying into the hallway and smashing into the wall, as he does pass out. Now, with that being said, we actually do have where Bakugo, he does go to look back down at his hands, and he's trying to understand what the hell just happened, as he does turn to see Asui who's trying to get back up. Now, Asui does come lunging at Bakugo, trying to use her tongue to pull him in. And Bakugo, he does just try and stand his ground, as he actually just have to grab onto her tongue and start to use his quirk. Now, you also do actually have Shoji, who he does start to use Duplo arms and starts to create, well, something to rip off the tape. Now, this is all quite strange, as there is even an Invisible Girl, who her clothes got set on fire. And right now, she's a very big threat. Now, you actually do have other members of Class 1A, who they're all starting to try and understand what the hell's happening. You actually have, let's just say, Momo, who did actually run out into the hallway and check on Deku, since he's currently bleeding from his head, and he also does at least have a bite wound on his arm. Now, Momo, she does ask anyone if they can take care of the students. As Bakugo and Todoroki, they at least do talk about how they can try and take care of these three. For right now, they need to find somewhere safe. Now, this is actually where somebody they do come to help Momo. Let's just say Jiro. And they both do pick up Deku, as they start to carry and run down the hallway with him. Now, with that said, we actually will cut to some time later, where Deku, he actually starts to come to. And yeah, it's very strange. The moment Deku does wake up, he does look around the room to see that it's nighttime. And then he actually does go to look up to see a window. Now, the moment Deku is going to try and move, you actually have where somebody, he does feel, well, breath. Deku actually turning his head to see Jiro. Now, Deku's very surprised, and he does go to somewhat, well, make a sound. This being where someone is going to bring up their hand and say, shh. Now, Deku does immediately go to turn back in the direction that he looked away from, as he does see Bakugo. Now, Deku, he's very confused. Him going to try and stand up and ask exactly what happened. Damn, nerd. What happened was not easy to deal with. Bakugo, are you okay? I don't know. It's fucking crazy out there. What happened? Damn, half and half. Bakugo, what the hell happened? I don't know. These people are fucking crazy. Now, Deku, he does look around the room. There are some students from Class 1 I hear. And there's even some from Class 1B. This is not good. It appears like they've barricaded themselves in an empty classroom. Or what is this place? A closet? No, wait, this has to be the teacher's lounge. Now, Deku, yeah. He does ask Bakugo what he's doing. As Bakugo talks about how half and half, he barricaded the entire hallway out there with ice. What are you talking about? Damn idiots. They're like fucking zombies out there. What? Zombies? What are you talking about? You damn idiot. You thought with being a nerd you'd understand. Now, Bakugo, he does go to stand up and walk over. As Bakugo, he does just start to talk to Deku, telling him that he needs to listen up. A zombie is something that is not alive. They eat people and bite people to infect them. Now, Deku's very confused, as he does just look at Bakugo. He can see a wound peeking out from under that shirt. And then there's the fact that Deku, whenever he does look down in his jacket, or at least where his jacket was, he does see that his sleeve has been rolled back, and bandages have been put around his bite mark. But wait, if that's the case, then aren't I? No, nerd. If that was the case, you'd have a fever running. Or at least something wrong with you. But you haven't. What? Idiot. I don't exactly know. Now, Bakugo, he does just bring his hand up. As Deku, he does look at what he's doing. Getting a closer look at him, he's sweating. Bakugo, are you okay? Nerd. I don't think so. But at the same time, I'm not too sure. I think I'm infected. Bakugo, you're joking, right? No, I'm not. Now, this is gonna suck. For both of us. But I need to ask you a favor. It's the only time and the last time I'll ever ask you to do this. Bakugo, it's my name, dumbass. You keep saying it like that. Just Izuku, please. Now, Deku, he's staring at Bakugo, as he thinks he understands what this favor might be. But we're not too sure. We don't know what's going on out there. Now, Bakugo does is drag Deku over to the window, as he's going to pull up the blinds. And Deku he does look out to see that the city, it's all currently covered in flames. There's smoke rising up. There's a whole plethora of things going on right now. And none of it is good. Now, Bakugo he does start to talk. Earlier they had television, and they turned it off since it was making too much noise. So what happened? We don't know. However, a few things happened. Whatever this strange phenomenon is, it's affecting people. People with mutation-based abilities started attacking regular civilians. Wait, that explains a few things. It does? Yeah. Asui, Soji, Toru, I think that's their names. They all just suddenly start acting crazy with no explanation. They're quirks and mutations. Oh. That explains the bird brains. Tokuyami? Yeah. Now, Bakugo he does just go to point down. As Deku does see somebody standing in the courtyard, and he also see that Dark Shadow is currently attacking a mob full of infected people. Now, Deku is very confused, as he's going to step forwards to go and say something. Now, Bakugo he does go to actually bring up his hand and cover Deku's mouth, talking about how they've already tried to talk to him. What? Yep. That didn't work out too well. Now, Deku he does this step backwards and look down at Bakugo's right hand, which is covered in a bandage and has blood on it. Bakugo, you're... Oh. Yeah. This is, well... Something happened earlier. Okay. Bakugo, I don't like what you're gonna say next. Nerd. Izuku, whatever's going on here right now, it's super bad. For some reason, me and you both got bit. However, I'm not hurt. I'm not, well, I'm the one infected. Now, Deku does hear that phrase, infected? You dumbass. Now, Bakugo is going to unroll the wrapping or bandages off of his hand, as he does show it to Deku. Deku, he can see that Bakugo, yeah. Parts of his fingers are missing, along with that his skin doesn't look right. It looks more charcoaled and burned. Now, Bakugo, he does just go to tell Deku to touch his hands. And Deku does actually go to grab Bakugo by his arm and then move his hand downwards. Feeling the area just under his wrist, it actually does feel very, very strange. It feels like it's, well, runny, and it doesn't make sense. Now, nerd. Yeah? Listen to me. If anyone is gonna figure this out, it's gonna be you. So, about that favor, I need you to kill me. Now, Deku just stand there stunned. You need me to... What? Yeah. In fact, there's two parts to it. Bakugo going to hold up a letter, talking about how he needs Deku to give this to his mother. Now, Deku just stare at this letter, as he has looked back up towards Bakugo. No, I don't think I could. You need to. Bakugo, we've known each other since we were kids. I know. That's why I want you to do it. I've treated you like shit. And call it karma. But I want you to be the one to kill me. Funny enough, I always thought I'd end up killing you one day. And right now, that urge is very, very strong. So I want you to kill me before I hurt anyone. Now, Deku just stare at Bakugo. As Bakugo, he does just do one thing. He does walk over to the door and go to grab, well, a metal pole. As he does tell Deku that this is the weapon or something that they did find here. Huh? We've noticed something. If you try and use your quirk, it stops working. So none of us have been trying to use our quirks. Oh god. Yeah. Lucky you. You can't control your quirks. You don't need to turn on. Now, Deku's just trying to think. Is that why? No, that's obvious. But he needs to write that down. Now, Deku just hold this metal bar in his hand. As he does ask Bakugo if this is really all that he does want. Now, Bakugo does do one thing. As he does turn around and go to open the window. Him going to actually go to lean outside of it and telling Deku that he should just do it already. Now, Deku does just stare at Bakugo. He can still see one of his eyes. He's crying. Now, Deku is just going to walk directly behind Bakugo. And, well, he does going to bring up the metal bar. As Bakugo does comment on how it's a lovely night. Before Deku is just going to swing down the metal bar. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.